Hey guys, what's up? This will be a video on the Carriere Motion device. Um, Most likely, if you're watching this video, you're researching treatment options for yourself, and you likely have an overbite or an underbite, and you're saying, hey, how can I get this fixed? Well, this is a way to get it fixed. Um, so we'll quickly go over what it looks like. All right, so in my case, I have a class 2 bite, which is an overbite. And the goal of this is, if we look at what an overbite is, in my case, this is where your teeth should sit. Mine go here and out a little, right? So this pulls it that way, and that will be the final result of it. So you have these two plastic bars at the top, which are attached to the canines, which are your sharp teeth right here. Like those are your canines, the sharp ones. Um, they're attached to those because they have the longest root in your mouth. If you look at all the roots of the teeth, this is the longest, so it can take the most pull. So they attach it there. The bar goes back to like your pre-wisdom area, wherever those teeth are called, and it's glued on there. Then they glue on these hooks, and that's where the rubber bands get attached. And the treatment is basically apply force, keep on putting on smaller and smaller rubber bands, and you wear these things close to 24/7. You take them out when you eat, and you clean your mouth. So you aim for like 22 plus hours a day is the goal of how long you should be wearing them on a day-to-day basis. You also forgot to mention that you have to wear this bottom retainer most of the time, which it's not that bad. I mean, you have to get used to it when you first put it on. I myself had some problems with it. I've never had orthodontic treatment, so this was really sharp, and it cut up my tongue. So I was not expecting that. So that's just something to watch out for. To fix that, there's three options to fix that. I was told you can use a nail filing or sandpaper like material. So I bought that. But man, it was really cutting up my mouth. So the only thing I had available to me at the time was callus cutters, because I lift weights. It shaved down the calluses. So they have these really sharp blades. Put in a new blade, cut the retainer down, smooth it out. And I was fine after that. It did leave a severe cut just because I didn't have access to it all day, and I was talking all day. The first day I got it on, I had no idea, and came home with a giant cut. Hurt really bad to eat for a few days. So it was a very unexpected consequence of this. So I guess I'll get into a minute or two on why I wanted to get this myself. I've had teeth chipping issues. That was the main driver behind this. My front left tooth is partially fake because it's chipped from playing sports. One of my bottom teeth is chipped, and I was told by the dentist, it's not guaranteed that you're going to chip up your other teeth, but having an overbite increases the probability of that. So if you get orthodontic treatment to fix that, it will decrease the probability in the future that you will be chipping your teeth up. So I was like, fine, because I saw the bill for a crowned tooth in the front, your front teeth, getting a crown on it, and it's $1 to $2K a tooth. It's not cheap stuff. This treatment itself is $5K total for Invisalign plus the motion device, and I live in the DC area. It's one of the most expensive areas in the country, so if you live in almost any other area, it's probably going to be cheaper than that. And obviously there was other reasons why I wanted to get this too. Cosmetic reasons. I'm going to have a nicer smile from this, and a nicer looking, more attractive face. Anyone who gets braces, for the most part, that will happen to. So it's a plus to get this from a solely cosmetic standpoint. Another helpful thing of fixing an underbite and overbite, besides the cosmetic and the wear and tear issues, is um, I myself have a lisp with certain words, S's, T's, and other words. Can't pronounce them correctly, and I get a mumbling, blocking sound. That's from the overbite, which that will help with speech. So for me, a year and a half of treatment um, that outweighed other future problems I could have, and there's a lot of good other fixes that came from this. My planned treatment duration for this is for full treatment. That's plus the Invisalign after. It's 1.5 to 2 years. I'm a mid-20s male, so I'm fully grown. If you get this as a child or teenager, your treatment will probably actually be shorter because you're still growing. So I myself was told, your teeth are, everything's kind of in place. Being that you aren't growing anymore and everything is in place, it may take a little bit longer. So the planned treatment just for the motion device itself is 6 months for me. I've read other people as short as 2 months, some 3 months, but 5 to 6 months seems to be the average for wearing this thing. Pros and cons so far, what I've seen. Pro number one, this thing is barely visible. When I'm talking right now, you can see my teeth. It's a little bit visible when I open wide. When I smile too, I can from back here. I mean, I can't really see it on the camera, but you guys might be able to see it a little bit, but it's not that visible, especially the front teeth, not that visible of a dental appliance. Talking is fairly easy. Had to get a tiny bit used to it, just because you're like, oh yeah, all the stuff's in my mouth. But after the first day, it's you get used to it pretty fast. No issues sleeping or anything, which I was kind of worried about. I was like, oh, this crap's gonna be all over my mouth. Will I be able to sleep? I've slept like a baby with this. Another pro is that you can still clean your mouth properly almost everywhere. This bar makes it a little difficult to floss, but you can just buy floss picks, which I've done, which are just kind of like toothpicky things that you drive through, and it's very similar to flossing. But you can floss all the other teeth, brush normally. Diet has barely changed. The only food I've taken out is steak. Every other food I've kept in, that is chicken, eggs, rice, beans, vegetables, and it's all in there still. Have not had to remove that from my diet. I don't chew gum. Coffee drinking, you can just take out the bottom retainer really quick. You're not supposed to all the time, but I do. I just take out the bottom retainer, drink coffee in under a few minutes, wash my mouth out really quick, throw the retainer back in. Super easy. So those are all the pros. Cons are, the retainer can cut up your mouth. Just be aware of that. It's not really a con, but hey, if you never had treatment before, just be aware of that. Buy sandpaper or something beforehand. Just have on you in case you need to smooth it out, because you can really cut up your tongue and it hurts really bad. You're going to have initial soreness. So when you put this on, it's going to feel like your teeth lifted weights. You're going to wake up the next day, my mouth is sore and it's tender. So the first day when you're chewing and stuff, keep it easy, especially the first week. And then as the rubber band size gets reduced, more force is applied. Each time that happens, you'll feel that a little bit. So just take it easy those days when you're eating. Can be annoying in social situations. You go out to eat or something like that in a restaurant. You have to go to the bathroom, take out the rubber bands, take out the retainer, go back to the table, eat, and then kind of immediately after, repeat the process by putting everything back in, cleaning out your mouth. You might need to bring a toothbrush with you just to get everything out, all the crap out, because this food does get stuck in here. So if you do go out to eat, bring like a toothbrush and floss in the picks, just because you're going to get crap stuck in here. It's easy to clean out, but just know you're going to have to clean it out. these things can break off. It's broken off once for me. So I woke up one morning, yawned really big and really fast. I aggressively yawned in the morning, so I've had to like, kind of cut that back. And like, so don't do that. So I did that and exploded off. The good news was it was a very quick fix. Went back in, they glued it on. Was wearing it later that night again. So that's just something to be cognizant of. That it is possible for these things to pop off. Um, and you just kind of have to be careful about that. Would I recommend based on what I've seen so far? Absolutely. If you have an underbite or overbite and you want to get it fixed, and your case is mild enough that your orthodontist and dentist say, hey, you don't need something severe like surgery or some other dental appliance, and you qualify for this, I'd recommend so far. Now, I won't give a full recommendation because I want to wait and see for the entire results. And that's going to happen over roughly a 1.5 to 2 year span. In 6 months, I'll get this off, so I'll see, how the bite has shifted from that, and I'll give an update then. I'll give an update in a few months too, couple or maybe even 2 months, just to see where this is at. And if you guys leave any comments or questions that you have about this, I can also make a video on a bunch of points that I probably missed that you guys might be curious about. And I'll keep on giving would I recommend or not updates throughout the entire process, especially for adults looking for this treatment. Kids, their treatment is a little bit different, but I can understand in the adult world, orthodontic treatment is a little more difficult of a decision because you're like, will it be odd as an adult to get it? And I was kind of thinking the same thing, but once you get it on, it is, especially something like this. This is not metallic braces where you walk around looking like, a teenager, and people in the workplace might take you less seriously, which, that's not a great thing, but it can happen. This, I haven't seen that happen to me at all, and most people don't even know I had it on. Just for an example, we've been on Zoom calls for work. It's been a work from home environment for the place I work, and I didn't tell everyone on my immediate team who I have face-to-face Zoom meetings with every day. I told a few people on it, but not everyone. And one day when this thing popped off my mouth, I put in our group messaging platform with Slack. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but group messaging platform was like, hey, I need to take an hour off today. I need to go get this thing glued back on. And they're like, you have braces? When did this happen? So it is that not noticeable. So yeah, that's just a little side tangent of surprising things that I've seen through this so far. But yeah, especially if you're an adult and you're considering this, or even late teens, something like that, in like college, definitely comment and ask some questions that you guys have. I'd be really happy to answer them. So I'll see you next time, whatever that is. Don't know. So leave some comments and questions, and I'll make one pretty soon.